Hello there.
Hello, how is it going?
Well, really good so far. We've got some really amazing battles. I think so far my favorite by far was the first battle between SUNTZU and SUNTZU. Being so damn close and actually like seeing that push, just almost getting that win. Like I
Oh, I
was
know.
like deep enough, I was just rooting for you because you were the ones attacking instead of defending, and well, we know Turtle Book Forest is very good for defending. So yeah,
Oh, that river strike the fear of God into us. We were like, oh, we gotta cross this thing, getting shot at by light arty. And the second game we were gonna take a light arty, but at the last second we were like, oh, we have elephants. We're gonna push across anyway, and tried to push. And we on the second game, the biggest mistake was that we got caught by those pikes for so long, and then the first pike was able to drop his phalanx.
yeah, we've seen that. I don't know, did the silence not go out or was it cancelled?
I think it shield bashed and it gave him just enough room to drop it. I didn't notice it because I don't know. He dropped it and then he held us up there for too long.
Yeah, I mean there were some really big mistakes in there in that initial engagement, and that really weighted in on the entire battle because that delayed you so heavily with the push, allowing SUNTZU team to reposition to basically
Yeah,
get you on.
I'm not sure quite what your vision was because I was spectating the other team. But when Mystery said you were sending basically your entire forces up that flank, SUNTZU only had one unit of pikes and some elephants back in their base nearby. But
Yeah.
I guess pikes are known for taking an awful long time to die at a choke point and
That's Leonidas. I mean that's kind of his thing.
yeah, die slowly.
Well, he had raised shields up, so then we tried to silence him in it and go into melee with him, and then he was able to drop his pike still. I think he shield bash dropped, so. And that held us up for long enough for them to all swarm down from their mid defensive positions. Although the first game was, I enjoyed the first game. I thought that one was insanely fun. We were like, well, it was like 36 points, but like decided the game.
That was
Yeah, you were in an
definitely
advantage
very
all the
close and
time.
very exciting. There was a lot of
If we had just gotten
highlight-worthy
that one
moments as well.
cav, that one cav unit that survived, if we had gotten that, then I think we could have won that first game. But
Yeah, the opening was very good with, I think it was Noberto who charged into Arkinon's Javelin, and Gunslinger was there to follow that up, so that Hammer plus Anvil combo, although it was more like two hammers really, of elephants and cavalry, just crushing Arkinon between you, and also catching their, I don't know, it was somewhere else, but he was also dead. Like, Eric Swung, despite not having the Studo protection which Jojo had, he still somehow like, wrecked Jojo in that duel. I imagine that mostly due to elephants being on top of Jojo and Ericsson just having all the time in the world he wanted to shoot Jojo because SUNTZU's cavalry was caught up trying to prevent your cavalry from coming through, which it did anyway.
our elephant definitely did really good job. Gunslinger did a great job at disrupting their lines in that first battle. And then Eric was able to take out Jojo, and then, you know, once we had the slings and they didn't, it was until we had fallen back into their base and they could use their light arty again. We had a pretty good advantage on that left side, but that was a fun one. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, and going back
The
to your
second game was
first
more
battle,
like headbutting the keyboard. Oh,
on.
sorry. I was just saying the second game was like headbutting the keyboard, trying to get through the pikes. So that was entertaining. But
Yeah, okay, going back to your first match versus Late Nights. So far, it is the only match that have went to a tiebreaker, or the Seder match, how you want to call it. How did that go? Because we haven't seen it.
the first match, we played old school in the first match, but
Oh yeah,
the
I said Lateness, right?
yeah, you did.
Okay.
Are we talking about the last tournament? Because we haven't played the late
No,
nights.
we're talking about quarterfinal of this one, obviously.
Oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, so that first round, they rushed our base and just took the base in the first like 30 seconds, and then we won the next two rounds just fighting. We pushed through the mid and won the battles, won on points.
Okay, do you have anything to add? We still have the third place match to go, so I don't want to hold you any longer, so you can go back to your team and start preparing.
I have nothing to add. Thanks for the interview, and thanks for hosting the tournament and everything. It's been great so far.
Any memes you want chat to spam before you leave? I know most interviewees like to have chat spam their memes.
Nah, I'm original.
I like it. I like it. Difference.
Spam Kappa, Kappa.
Have a good one, boys.
Yeah, good luck in your next
Thanks
match.
for the interview.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, speaking of that, third place match, it's also going to be interesting. SUNTZU NA showing that they're definitely a team capable of taking down the best of the best. Well, they haven't taken down SUNTZU, but they came very, very close. Especially in that first match. The second one was, well, not so close. But still was quite a display of skill from both sides, especially the cavalry players being the highlight. Ryder, do you know how to go back to your room? Guess I'm just gonna drag him. Plum.
Right, do we go back to our room?
No, there's another.
We got another interview?
Yep.
Cardinal from Late Nights. Well, it looks like even though it's been confirmed that EU is greater than NA, it seems NA better than EU in interviews as well as dice rolling. So.
Oh yeah, Eric definitely showing his prowess in the dice rolling. So we'll be having, I think, Commander Gats coming over, possibly Cardinal or Entropy.
Cool. So they were.
They are late nights. They were fighting in quarterfinals. Huh?
They play? Did they play SUNTZU NA or
no? That was Old School that played against SUNTZU NA. Late Nights played against SUNTZU United. Yeah, let's watch another stream.
Found the correct channel.
Oh, then I guess we'll wait for Cats and or the Cardinal or Entropy. Or three of them, we can have a three-way interview.
Indeed.
I'd definitely like to talk about the MGA tournaments as well, because they already announced like 4 tournaments for 2018, I believe. The first one, which is supposed to come in January, I believe. So that's pretty soon, like 3 months away. Or 2 rather. At least you can't calendar. boost you anymore. You should be hearable enough, I guess. I can just lower the music volume for the time of the interview. Okay.
Sweet.
Hello there. So, sadly for you, you have been defeated in the quarterfinals. So maybe tell us how that go. You're fighting Cincinnati, right?
It was a very intense battle. Very much battle of the range. We tried to go for the flanks the first round, and we weren't able to push exactly where we wanted to. We had the SUNTZU range just keeping up on us and tearing us apart one by one. We ended up trying to change it around for the second round and try to come together and push up, and we slipped to one side to try to counterbalance, and it ended up just choking us out, and we got cut off.
So that's the first battle. And second?
The second one, we tried to do something similar. We started with the range all up in the middle to try and get some first hits, which we did at first, and then we tried to test defenses on the flanks to see which one would be best to push up against. We ended up seeing that there was nothing really on the flanks, which kind of made us nervous to push forward. But we did so on, I believe it's the western flank of Rubicon, the waterfall side. Mm-hmm. And we made our way into, I want to say, the little forest area right outside the ridge area where Artie typically is placed. Yep. And from there, we started to get chewed out. We tried to make a run for the forest to try and sneak up on the range, but the high ground advantage wasn't really working out for us. We actually had a lot of consumables against us in the first round that we changed up in the second, so we thought we would have a better advantage having that high ground. But nope, they played great and they knew exactly how to counter us. Yeah, it was a struggle trying to get everyone just to come together as soon as they started picking us off. We actually had more slingers in that battle than the first round, and we still couldn't get to the range. I managed to get one hit on the range with one of my cav units, but it was not enough.
Yeah, so from what you were saying, we've seen a very similar thing during our quarterfinal in Rubicon between SUNTZU and Aquila Polonica, which, well, both teams' compositions, it seemed that like they were built around ranged, but what ended up happening was just rushes all over the place. You know, teams crossing in, closing at distances quickly. In the first battle especially, Aquila Polonica decided to hide behind a rock with one of their contingents, and at one point we had like 3 to 4 different engagements going on in completely different parts of the map. It was battle in one base, the other base, and then 2 other engagements like in the other corners. So it was an absolutely crazy battle. The second one was more like, you know, more conventional approach with the range fights going on, but it was a lot about switching your resources around on the battlefield, picking the right targets for your team to focus on, and they were different from both teams, so that gave us really a nice varied battle instead of just like a classic range duel in the middle of Rubicon that we see so frequently in random battles. So it's very good to see that the tournament battles are so much different than the pubs. And now, since you're a fellow tournament organizer yourself, maybe you want to take some time to talk about your MGA tournaments coming in soon-ish.
Oh, definitely. So we have some stuff planned. Our next one we're shooting for is January. We want to have at least one tournament every quarter for NA, and eventually bring in EU if we can. I'm not sure how close we are on cross-region, but so far what you've done for this tournament is actually pretty amazing to get even NA in the tournament, even if it's just 4 teams. I think that's a pretty good start in our getting our foot in the door, so to speak, for EU and NA clans. I may have to see if that's possible in the future for us to do another event like that. But for now, yeah, we're trying to see what we can get into tier 9s and 10s. I know a lot of people have been requesting that. Although at this point, we don't have too many clans in NA. It's mostly just 4 teams. SUNTZU NA.
Yeah, speaking of that, we have a new one.
That's right.
emerging.
SUNTZU NA. Oh, a new one.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about SUNTZU NA. I was like,
Ah, yes.
it literally just formed, not announced yet even. We
Right.
maybe
Yeah,
announce
I
it with this
recognize a
tournament.
lot of those guys. Those guys are fun. But yeah, so our next tournament we're shooting for tier 9s in January, and then come March, April, we're going to try and shoot for another tier 5 tournament so we can get more people in. And then sometime around end of August, we might do a tier 8, 7 tournament, and then we'll probably finish off with whatever the team decides to push for. So I'm working with Old School and Late Nights to kind of see what we can do. You know, we want to give different types of events. We've even had some discussion of maybe having 1v1s, to see Battle of the Cab, Battle of the Range, Battle of Infantry, just to kind of, you know, just have something a little different and have more players involved and make them, you know, a little bit longer.
I've seen those videos on Reddit being posted, I believe.
Right. Yeah, so those are always fun, and we do plan on giving more events throughout the year aside from those quarterly tournaments. But there's a lot of things we're waiting for, like spectator mode, and you know, just having that get rid of the casters units. That would be a big,
that would be very
step.
useful. And maybe able to
Yeah.
like switch between vision, just like you can in Replace. That would be very useful as well.
Exactly.
Also, the NA scene seems to be flourishing recently with Nox opening the recruitment. I don't know in how big of a capacity they open the recruitment, but they're definitely getting new members in. SUNTZU
Right.
NA was created, so suddenly from only 2 clans and the rest was kind of inactive or dead, or
Right.
merging into the bigger clans of yours, I believe. Yeah, we suddenly have doubled the number of clans. But we also
Right,
still
right.
have some, like, the clubbers thing.
The clubbers, that's right. Yeah. So there was the clubbers. I think half of them split up, and half of them went into SUNTZU. The clubbers are Eric Zwang, Take Loot, The Trooper, Mike Laptrap. Sorry. So you probably recognize some of those guys, but not all of them joined the SUNTZU NA, and I know some from the SUNZU, SONZO. They split up as well. I know some of them actually went to Nox, as I believe, and I know Nox. When it comes to the recruitment process, I've noticed that it's a little bit slower than just inviting everyone in. They want to, you know, hand test every single person that comes in, work with them, see what they're best at, and try to, you know, squeeze them into a certain role for the team. And it's working for them. You know, they're staying small, they're staying, you know, consistent with their practices. So yeah, I think they're going to be a pretty good opponent once they, you know, have enough.
Yeah, managed to form that team
Yeah.
and fill that roster. Although most of the recruitment is happening behind closed doors, so
Right.
I have no idea what's really happening in there.
Exactly. That's right. And then we have SUNTZU NA. I'm actually really happy to see those guys. I know Comrade Axel, he's been wanting to be part of the SUNTZU clan for a while now. So it's actually
I guess
neat to
dreams
see.
come true, right?
That's right. That's right. So now SUNTZU has an NA team. He's part of it. You know, Nox, you know, technically a APAC team, Asia Pacific, Korean specifically, and I guess Noob is actually heading up the NA side of it. So it's nice to see all these teams expanding, even if they're going to other teams. You know, at least they're still, you know, representing their own region as well.
Yeah. Speaking of Nox, I think Rowan is in the roster of the Rebel Alliance. Is that correct? Is it the same Rowan?
Possibly. I know Nox didn't want to participate because, you know, they're not at full roster right now. So I'm sure they're lending out people to different clans. Last tournament, and for MGA, that's actually what they did. They actually shared with, I believe it was the Clippers. So they had Greeny and one other Nox player. I think it was Smale, aka Astolfo the Trap. And yeah, it ended up working out. Yeah, we definitely welcome anyone to play. Even, you know, if it's not your team, you don't have enough people, you know, we'll try and help you out. And it was nice to see this tournament. It actually gave me a chance to kind of step back and watch everything come into play. So I'm as much as you're organizing all this, I'm actually learning a lot in the process of having just 2 separate regions in it. So yeah, it's definitely a good learning lesson for me.
Yeah, last time it was us crossing the pond over to play in your tournament.
Exactly.
It was really fun to play in there. Now we just, even return the favor in allowing you to play in our tournament, although it wouldn't be really possible without CA's help with that. So thanks, Josh, for sorting that thing out.
Yeah, thanks, Josh.
And it wasn't so hard to import every single NA team.
Oh, it was? Or it wasn't?
Wasn't, because there's just 3 of them. Well, plus Nox, but Nox just told me up front they don't have enough people to participate in the tournament.
Right. That's fair. I'm sure with time they'll get more people. They'll probably have enough to fill a full team. I really want to do a 10v10 tournament, but
hopefully for the January, you'll be able to face Nox in a tournament. They were signed up for the last one, but it was like during a hurricane or something, and
we had a hurricane hit the east side, and so a lot of people were without power, so a lot of people had to back out, and we had to be a little lenient on the rules because we were just so short people, and we didn't want to forfeit matches. We wanted to make sure that the teams had enough people, so we increased the sub limit for that. Which it was nice. It was still a pretty good tournament. I believe it was SUNTZU that ended up taking the gold. That was really cool to see.
It went smoothly from the organization side of things.
Right.
Even despite the hiccups caused by the hurricane and other stuff.
Exactly, yeah. So it ended up working out. Yeah, had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, well, I'll be always available to help you guys. So, having that organization experience. You can just
definitely
borrow some what is it called? Solutions to different problems, if you wish.
Oh yes, definitely. What's the plan for you guys? Are you guys going to be doing another series of tournaments as well?
Well, there's sort of already semi-announced SUNTZU Invitational 3. Hopefully we will be able to bring people from NA over there as well. But that remains to be seen. Right now I was entirely focused on organizing this tournament. So yeah, there was no work put into SUNTZU Invitational 3 yet, but it's going to be kind of easy now because it pretty much will be the same as SUNTZU Invitational 2. Same rules, just I want to do a little twist on the team captains. So this time I want team captains to be like, streamers and other proficient figures in the arena community, hopefully. And then I also need casters, so that'll be hard because that requires a lot of community contributors to get onto one project in one single day.
Right.
Or over 2 days even, so yeah, we'll see. Maybe we're gonna aim for something shorter. Maybe just 8 teams digging it out in the single elimination format. So yeah, there's still some things to consider, and I will be looking to start organizing that next week when I have time, because this week I also kind of have to study.
Right.
Yeah,
That's fair.
That sucks.
Yeah, we all got stuff on the side.
Well, that diploma isn't going to earn itself.
Right.
Also, I'm looking right now on Fog's Got stream, and it is 1-0 to Sons of Zeus over SUNTZU United. So SUNTZU United has been handled their first loss. Also, you faced them.
No spoiler alert. What's the professionalism?
Skew. It's going to well, it's going to be uploaded to YouTube anyway, I guess. The interview. What do you think about SUNTZU United versus Sons of Zeus match? Even if you haven't seen that.
Oh, I've seen Sons of Zeus play before. I think it's going to be a pretty good match. I mean, they can be very aggressive just at the right time, and they can hit where it hurts. United is very good at defense, as we saw in the match between Late Nights and Sons of United. They just waited for us to come. They saw where we were kind of moving with what units, and they redirected the right forces to hit one at a time, and sure enough, it worked for them. So I think it'd be pretty good. I'll probably watch it after this.
Okay. We've seen something similar from Aquila Polonica when they have handled their defeat to Soul Wings, or handled Soul Wings their defeat. There we go. Proper English grammar is hard. Yeah, they also picked I think they picked 3 or 4 Hannibal swordsmen. I think it was 3 Hannibal swordsmen plus 1 Hannibal elephant. And then to top it off, it was Arminius tier 7 infantry for that Andrata's Roar ability. And they just completely rushed them and crushed them. Although, even though I say like that, it went like a lot of tactical maneuvering and thought into it. So it wasn't just YOLO mid rush and crush them. It was actually get a beneficial trade at the beginning, pull back, lure them into a trap, and then crush them.
A well executed plan. Like it really showed that
definitely.
They planned out and they had coordination and they knew exactly what they wanted to be doing.
Yeah, against SUNTZU they also showed some really good battles, but well, SUNTZU just managed to come out pretty much out of every single engagement with an advantage. Although they have been able to like defeat SUNTZU locally in certain areas, you know, in some straight up 1v1 fights, they just appear to be better. So yeah, definitely kudos to them. So
definitely.
Despite losing 2-0, they still like could have a very, very good fight.
Oh yeah, I know the second round for Late Nights versus SUNTZU United, we tried to cap at the last second, but one of our guys was trying so hard to make sure we didn't get shot for the second round. But yeah, the pressure was on. It was a pretty good match, and I expect the rest of the match is going to be very intense, very close.
Oh yeah, so far we have pretty much seen only those. And with a final coming up, potentially SUNTZU versus SUNTZU, if SUNTZU are going to win that second battle. I mean, I'm kind of crossing my fingers behind the back, no one sees that. For SUNTZU United.
Right.
I think you're allowed to be biased.
What kind of that I would be if I was rooting for SUNTZU? That is going to be hype nonetheless, regardless of what final we are going to get. And also, the third place match is going to be definitely exciting. SUNTZU NA has shown some really, really good maneuvers, almost taking down SUNTZU in the first battle.
Oh, I've just looked at the maps for the third place match, man. I thought Teutoburg was bad. What are you doing? Disgusting.
Well, those are tier 8 maps. Screw you.
Germania. Like, I like the Jagovia pick.
SUNTZU NA likes Germania.
What? Oh.
I mean, Kappa.
What? I don't get it. Don't get it.
They went a meme strategy on MGA tournament. They just pick all Armenians on that map. And the enemy team camped in the base. And then they charged a caster. They pulled back. And then the battle ended on a timer. They were like, what the fuck, let's remake that. But I think it was old school against them. They're like, now fuck it, just go to the second battle. And then the second battle was like a really proper battle, like really, really good battle as well. I think even my favorite out of the entire tournament. So yeah, they paid back for the first battle, made it up.
Oh, yeah, that was really good. Third battle was very, very intense. That was very aggressive push that SUNTZU NA did against Old School. Ended up just coming right around and keeping their range occupied with the elephants. And,
that was the third place battle, right? You're talking about?
Yes. Yeah, on Oasis.
Yeah, I believe I haven't actually seen that battle. Yeah, you might want to link it somewhere here in SUNTZU Discord.
So, yeah.
So we can watch later on. And yeah, in the meantime, Sons of Zeus versus SUNTZU United. Second battle is started 10 minutes ago, so might very well be finished by now.
Oh, that's right. 10-minute delay, right?
Yeah, I'm not seeing any results or any typing happening in the other.
Well, possibly the battle is still going on.
Rooms, so yeah, might be a long one.
Yeah, I think we're in for a good one. Oh, did you guys want me to bring in my my lieutenant in to
Yeah, you
interview,
can.
see what is
Yeah.
it. I'll try and get him in.
The LUL channel should be publicly open to everyone. No roles required.
All right.
If there's KNX and KNOX, geez, that's confusing. Can't you Americans be a little bit more original with your nicknames?
Yeah, he's Cardinal, but he uses Kanex as his main account. That's his original name, but yeah. I'm seeing a lot of doubles. Astolfo the Trap was was a confusing one. There's two Astolfos.
Oh yeah, there are two Astolfos. One is like Nail and Hammer, the other is like the red right hand, but on Discord they're both Astolfos. One is Raider Astolfo, the other is Astolfo the Trap, and then the Nail Hammer, who is Astolfo the Trap, is actually Nox Nail now.
Yep.
And the red right hand one, the Raider Astolfo one, is the Astolfo the Trap in the game. So it's like super confusing.
Yeah, it confused us too, because Astolfo the Trap was an LK for a little bit, and we confused him for Nail and
which
Hammer.
one?
The red one. Yeah, exactly. We were like, dude, how come you're not showing up? How come you're playing with Nox and these guys? Come on, we got to practice. And he's like, dude, I think you got me confused with someone, man. You know, for like 2 weeks, we thought Nox Nail was our Astolfo, and we're like, which Astolfo's which? Oh man, that was fun. Oh, apparently the channels are locked. Let me see if I can just invite them straight to this channel.
I don't know, they shouldn't be. Maybe like restarting Discord or something would help. I think that helped with Nuberto. He had a similar issue. I mean, if he can join any channel, like SUNTZU Open Party or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to join anything that
then I can drag him.
Apparently he says no, none of them are open.
I mean, they may appear to be locked, but they aren't. I mean, some people confuse that with if there is a lock icon, they can actually join. Because there's like only a big lock icon or just a small lock icon over a speaker icon. So the speaker icon with small lock means actually you can actually join.
Right.
But even after clicking, if he is not joining that, then should restart Discord, I believe, to fix that.
Okay, let's see. Try restarting. Does he need a specific role?
No,
Okay. Yeah, that's weird.
but I can give him a team captain, I guess. Because team captains can enter interview rooms.
Oh, there we go.
Looks like we
Perfect.
worked. Hello.
Hey guys, when that happens, get the guy to reboot Discord.
Yeah, that's exactly what they told me to do. Awesome. Hey, so this is Cardinal, KNX, as you might hear. He's actually one of my captains on my team. He's actually a pretty good leader. He actually helped me out a lot in these last few battles against SUNTZU United.
Yep, so maybe tell us about how your leadership on the battlefield is structured.
It's more of a work in progress, if anything, right now. I think that's one of the key things we're focusing on is communication. Assigning the roles to the people. I think we got our gameplay down, but it's really coming down to establishing voice comms, verbal leadership on the battlefield. That's what we took away from that tournament. I think everyone performed well except the communications aspects. So when it comes to leadership, that's something that we have to learn to work with more, and also encourage our foot soldiers, for lack of better words, to communicate more as well. So as for leadership, it's kind of fluid, I guess. But it does change. Almost every map we try different leaders a lot of times on our Wednesday skirmishes.
And do you have one leader who just calls everything, or do you have like some sub-leaders or something?
We'll usually start with we'll establish an initial plan, like what we would do if everything went perfectly. And then if that goes perfectly, then no one really has to take over. And if it doesn't, that's when people start proposing ideas or opportunities, or that's when the communication really needs to kick in.
Right, and usually they're like flank commanders is I guess their billet. You'd have one person who kind of knows their stuff and goes into it.
Made awesome actual banter in the banter channel, so thank you thank you for that, Hazel.
Oh, spoiler alert, looks like we have a result
No crap.
from the other semi-final.
Well, I get that means it is yeah, spoiler alert, Sons of Zeus 2-0 over SUNTZU United. So we are going to have a repeat of the last SUNTZU Open 1 tournament final, which was also SUNTZU versus Sons of Zeus. So history repeats itself so far. Will it repeat itself, as in Sons of Zeus will win again? Will it be this time SUNTZU? So guys, since I still have you here for the interview before we head into our casting room, what do you think? Who will win, SUNTZU or Sons of Zeus? Pick your words, choose your words carefully, because I have a ban option.
I don't know. It's I think it's going to be a pretty good fight. I mean, SUNTZU I've seen in action before, so I'll give him maybe a little bit of an edge. But SUNTZU, you know, you guys have practiced for a while and you guys know what you're doing. So, I mean, it could go either way, honestly.
Can I answer Sons of Zoo?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sons of Zeus.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a pretty much a tongue twister, so it's a nightmare for casters when these two teams face each other. And they do seem to face each other quite a lot.
What if one team wins, or wins with like one cavalry model left that right at the last second charges into a cliff and kills itself? Do we get a draw? Both teams get annihilated.
Well, if they would charge into the rock at the very same time, then I guess it's a draw. Or are we just going to have to upload it to YouTube, wait, and then like watch it frame by frame?
Well, now I know what I'm hoping for. Game gets down to one cavalry model on each side. You know what to do.
Yeah, they miss the charge against each other and they both run to a cliff.
That's why you need that Verse and Getter Expire.
Well, anyway, let me prepare that overlay for the upcoming battle. It will be 0-0. It will be Sons of Zeus on the right side, SUNTZU on the left. Well, SUNTZU is not here anymore. Oh, they are here, just in the other match.
Alright, guys. I think we'll get out of here now.
Cheers for the interview. And
cheers.
Good luck with your future tournament organisation.
Thank you. Best of luck.
See you guys, thanks.
Okay, well, for the main attraction of the night, I guess. Oh, you already dragged us in. Abusing your powers, I see.
Efficiency of effort, I think you'll find.
Okay, let's head into the grand final. Okay, well, looks like, apart from that little hiccup with the delay at the beginning, everything so far is going pretty smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a little bit of a delay, but I can understand that as daylight savings time and all that happening recently and people from outside the region. Time zones are confusing.
Speaking of things going smoothly, I will very smoothly now go to the toilet. Because I need a pee break. Happens to the best couple.
Indeed.
I'll hype you up with this, I guess.